You are. You are live. All right, everybody. So, did not realize with StreamYard that you have to have Chrome. So, Eva is now downloading Chrome as we speak, so we can have this conversation. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and go live. Welcome everybody to the Be More Training Show, and give you enough time to jump on. And heck, what kind of questions do you want to see answered here today? Right? It will be the 5 lessons in 5 years of her career. And as soon as she jumps on, I'm going to be bringing her up. She's downloading Chrome right now. But what do you guys want to know? What do you guys want to know from a 5-year vet in real estate? What challenges they've had? What new stuff that they're implementing? How are they pivoting? And this, like, what do you want to know? This is your value. What's up? Good morning. Make sure you share this. Make sure you heart it, because it just looks cool when you heart it. And then make sure you comment as well, because all this stuff is it's great, right? Like it brings in the engagement. So as she jumps in, then I will jump in as well. Oh, we got people support, because she fire. Yeah, she sent me some of the stuff she wants to cover, but I also want to just hear from you. What do you want to hear covered today? It is Wednesday. It is almost halfway done with the year. Make sure you share this. Almost halfway done with the year. Where are you at in terms of your own goals? And all that good stuff, right? So just be prepared. We're almost done halfway of the year. I will be posting numbers. I will be posting some of the stuff we learned, but we have definitely pivoted for sure, especially on the investment side as well. But yeah, hey, my best friend too. So make sure you share this. What questions do you guys have for Eva as she jumps on? I'm waiting for her to jump on right now because she's downloading Chrome. But what do you want to know from a 5-year vet? Someone who has PCS'd and carried their business with them. Somebody who has been solo. Somebody who has been on a team. Somebody who has ran a team, is running a team. So what do you want to hear in perspective of that as she starts to come on board onto the StreamYard, so that way we can have that conversation. And what do you think about the t-shirt? Do you want one? Don't suck at life, guys. Why would you suck at life? We only have this one chance to really go for it, right? I am waiting. What questions would you guys want to ask? Let me know. I'm going to message her one more again. And we're live. All right. Well, what can I do for you as we wait? Pop quiz. What is this? Pop quiz. What is this as we wait? There's a hint right there. You want this t-shirt? Sweet. So it just says Facebook user on my end. Let me know who you are. Not saying I'm gonna get this merchandise for you. Who knows? Maybe there will be some type of contest or something where I might just do that. So she must have an Apple product downloading this stuff. It is a Pog Slammer. Who said that? Because all it says is Facebook user. It is a Pog Slammer. I got this at the Blade Show with Stroop Knives. What's up, Regina? Oh, there she is. All right, I'm gonna bring her on. I'm gonna bring her on. Boom.
You don't even know. I'm on my phone. Okay.
Oh, dang. Okay, so it wouldn't even download?
No, I don't know what. Listen, and of course you're like, come on a couple minutes before, and then I come on and I'm like, wait, I need this. I'm like, and I'm not good with these things, Ruben.
Yeah, she was like, I needed Chrome. I didn't know I needed Chrome. I was like, me neither. I had no idea.
I'm a Mac girl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me put my volume up.
Apple just doesn't play nice with other products. What's up with that?
I don't know. I may have to do that. But I have to Apple stock not to support it.
All right, man. So it's 5 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get this party started. I know you got about 30 minutes, so I just want to like give as much value as possible for everyone. If you don't mind, just tell everyone who you are, what you do, how you do it, and all that good jazz.
Sure. Okay, so I'm Eva Small, obviously.
Yep.
Um, I am a realtor here in Columbus, Georgia. Been licensed for about 5 years now. Started in North Carolina when we were stationed in Fort Bragg. My husband's military. And that's how I met Ruben. He was my team leader, my first original team leader. And then we moved out here. We've been here for about 4 years and hoping to stay here forever because we really, really love it. But yeah, I partner with Francesca. I'm not sure if she's on here right now, but we are the legacy group here in Columbus right now.
Killing it, crushing it. She's on. She is here to support you. She
Hey,
said you are she said you are her best friend. Before even jumping into this, I just got a question for any agent who does or is in a military family and does PCS and has a real estate license. Like, what's something what could you tell them or help them support them? What does that kind of look like?
It's totally doable. I think a lot of people don't think that it is, but it's actually really, really doable. A lot of states have reciprocal licenses, so don't let that ever hold you back. And especially with all the different brokerages, I mean, I don't know if I could promote EXP, but EXP makes it really, really easy for you to kind of move along and do your thing and not really skip a beat, I guess, if that makes any sense. But totally doable.
And that's all they need to know.
That's all they need to know. Believe in yourself. You could do it. Hit me up if you have any questions. It's hard. It's not easy, but totally doable.
Exactly. And we had a call yesterday and they were asking like, "Hey, what would you do if you just lost everything? What would be the first thing you do?" And I was like, network and find a mentor. So for
Yeah.
anybody who is licensed and they don't understand this process, you have someone right here that said you could reach out to them and ask them questions and kind of figure this process out.
Yes.
Let's get started. So you got 5 lessons in 5 years as as a licensed real estate agent. Go ahead and get started. What would you say is one of the number one lessons that you have learned?
Well, it's funny. Okay, so when we set up, we were going to be doing this or whatever, and I was like, totally. I have nothing to talk about. Like, I'm like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. What have I done? Whatever. And then when I really sat down and started thinking about it, obviously, I showed you my notebook, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
God, I actually have learned a lot of stuff. And a lot of it really has to do with the fact that since I started, I've gone a couple different routes, right? So like I started when I was in North Carolina and I had joined a mega team there. And it was a great experience because I did learn a lot from the jump. But then when we moved, I kind of was like, you know what, I'm going to go the solo route. So I did the solo route for a little bit. And then had was starting to be successful. I had Ruben as my productivity coach, started thinking about growing a team, decided to, look into doing that. I joined an amazing expansion network that I did work with for 2+ years. And it was an experience, and now again have left, and now I'm doing a partnership with somebody. So I kind of want to just go over some of the things that I learned. And honestly, there's no right or wrong answer to this, but I think that why I wanted to discuss this was because I think there's a lot of people on teams that once you're on a team for a while, you start thinking, can I go solo? Should I go solo? And then vice versa. Sometimes you start off solo and you start thinking to yourself, like, it's kind of lonely, and maybe I would do better on a team with maybe a little bit more accountability and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just kind of wanted to jump in and kind of talk about the differences between everything and kind of why neither is, or none of the above is any wrong answer. Kind of like I was telling Francesca yesterday, we were talking about all of this, and I was saying like how fluid and like your real estate career can be. Like it doesn't have to, there's no like one size fits all, and like you can change paths at any point, and there's so many different routes you can take.
Yeah.
And so if something's not fitting or a team that you're on just doesn't feel right anymore for you, sometimes it's just a season in your life, right? Like it worked for then, but then you have to move on in bigger and better things. So anyways, when I started in real estate, one of the main reasons I wanted to join a team was for the leads, right? I mean, you think they're going to be able to give you some leads,
Yeah.
marketing, the training. They give you TC a lot of times, right?
What's a TC for people who are like, what? What'd she just say?
The transaction coordinator. So basically, you have somebody that's going to handle all the paperwork and all the nonsense from the time you get your clients under contract and basically get them closed, right?
That's right.
And accountability. I mean, when you're on a team, you have a boss. You have somebody that's a team leader, or somebody that's going to be checking up on you and making sure things are done, and making sure that, or they should be. That's the key, though, right? You should be. You should never just be a number on a team. That's a big major thing. Like, if you ever feel like you're just a number on a team, or you're just there to get things under contract, that is a big red flag that is not the right team for you. Mm. But on the flip side of that, all of those things that a team offers you, you could leverage for yourself and be a solo agent. So it's really a matter of deciding if you want to do it on your own and just pay to leverage all those things out, which completely honestly sometimes is a lot cheaper than being on a team, because some of the team splits are like hella crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of money to in a team sometimes for the things that they're providing you. So if you're not on the right team, you could be honestly wasting a lot of money too, but I think that, like, as a solo agent, I think you can handle a lot of things if you're just trying to do 2 to 3 transactions a month, that's very manageable as a solo agent. But it's once you start, I think, above that 3, 4, 5, and you're getting up there, that you need a TC. You really do need somebody that's going to do your marketing for you and your social media and stuff like that. And I'm not big on purchasing leads and stuff like that. I don't really love Zillow, Realtor. I believe that the money that you spend on, I don't want to call it leads, but it's more treating your past clients good, your community good, spending
Yep.
spending your money on stuff like that, because referrals from past clients are way better than having to call a million Zillow leads until you find somebody that's going to pick up a phone, and you spend a lot of money on zip codes for Zillow and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. So what would be a question that some, like a newer agent, or maybe just or just an agent, would have to ask themselves to identify if they should be on a team, solo, or start creating their own team? Like, what are some of the questions they should be asking themselves?
Honestly, I just think I think it's a feeling for yourself, right? Like, if you're solo and you're not feeling, I wake up every morning, I love my life. I love my job, right?
That's awesome.
If you
Yeah,
if you're not, then you should be questioning what is not working for you, and maybe seeing, if a team would maybe fit that better. Again, there's some people that are not good solo agents because they can't hold themselves accountable. They're not
right.
good at time blocking and doing all of those things for themselves. They really truly need somebody that's going to do that for them. But again, solo agent, you can have a productivity coach. You could have a mentor. You don't have to have a team leader that's there doing that for you either.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. So if they join the team, what are some questions they should be asking themselves of, is the value still there? And should they break off or should they stay on? So now they're on the team, what should they be identifying to be like, should I stay or should I go?
Well, a big thing with teams is, are they your people? Are they the kind of people, the conversations, your 5 people, the people that you want to surround yourself with, the people that are going to get you to the next level? What is the next level that you want to get to? Are you going to be stagnant on that team? Is there only like a certain level you can ever get to on that team? Because and also just what that team's mission is, like, what exactly do they believe in? Are they giving back to the community? I mean, those are all things that if are important to you, because maybe
Right.
they're not, and want to be on a team that's going to feed you a ton of leads, leave you alone, and you don't have to be bothered with them, I guess, whatever. But again, that's a conversation that you should have up front with whoever, with whatever teams you're interviewing with and stuff like that, I guess. Did that answer?
Right.
I did.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm just trying to touch like a little bit on that. But if somebody who's watching, or this is now being replayed, if you do have a question about that, what would that question be? Go ahead and type it in the comments so that way I could show it and we can actually discuss it. This is value for all of you as well. So make sure you heart it, make sure you share it, and just drop a question below so that way we can answer those questions that you might have in terms of joining a team, jumping off a team, or whatever, building a team, or whatever that looks like. So what is your number 2? What is your number 2? What do you got?
Mindset. Which obviously a lot of things that I feel like we talk about, me and you, or like just over our 5 years, which, by the way, happy anniversary, because if I've been in real estate for 5 years, and we've been friends for 5 years, Ruben.
Yes.
5-year friendship
That's
anniversary.
awesome.
But mindset is probably like, is probably the number one thing as far as success in real estate. I know for myself, the weeks that like I'm not as productive, or like I feel like I didn't succeed as much. Those are the weeks where I didn't listen to my podcasts every day. I
Mm,
didn't take time. I like to meditate, honestly, in the morning sometimes. I just sit for a good half hour in nice peace, quiet. But it's all of like those kind of things, and a lot of people with exercise. I wish I exercised more. I know I need to. The books. I have an app called I Am on my phone that is great. You can set it throughout the day for however many times you want it to send you like positive affirmations. So it's really cool because it just pops up on my phone and I say it out loud as many times as
yeah.
I need to. But that, I mean, anyone will tell you like positive affirmations. And again, with like the podcast, Jay Shetty, amazing. He has On Purpose podcast, which is fabulous. But things like that are just going to kind of keep you fueled, your brain, I guess, like going, um, is probably my number one tip for everyone. Like if you're not doing that, then I don't know. I can't imagine you're going to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important too because you didn't even look at the cool books like Think and Grow Rich. Like the book isn't named Grow Rich. It's you have to think, you have to build that mindset first. And my wife is actually she loves Jay Shetty, by the way, and the podcast as well. And she has that app that pops up things, and she reads it out loud as well for that person because it sounds like correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you pulled a few things from the book Miracle Morning, yes or no?
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
that was one of the ones I think when you were my productivity coach, that was one of my like homework assignments or one of the books that like I had to
Yep.
read. But it's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, because they got savers in there, right? And it sounds like that's a lot of what you're doing. S
Mhm.
is scribing. A, oh, what is A? Savers. What is A?
It's been 4 years or 3 years since I read that book. I honestly can't remember, but I think I need to read it again.
Affirmations, maybe,
May-
I think.
Maybe.
And that's what it's on. And visualization, exercise, reading, and someone's gonna get me on this. Someone's gonna put this stuff in the comment and something else. But yeah, it sounds like I mean that would be a great homework item for anybody who wants to get their mindset right. Is go get that simple, easy read book, and if you buy it, it's a write off for the business. So just saying,
Yeah. There's another book that was really, really pivotal. And am I allowed to curse?
of course.
Okay, Unfuck Your Mind. Unfuck Your Mind.
Oh yeah,
Un,
unfuckable.
un, I
Maybe
think it's
that's not.
no.
Yeah.
Unfuck
Okay.
Your Mind. But it's a really, 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 and all the badass books, like You're a Badass at Making Money, You're a Badass, I forget all, I can't think right now. But anyways, those are all really, really, really good books for people that are in a funk and
Yeah.
thinking that they kind of, and you'll know if you are. You'll know if you are. If you have that little brain fog going on and you're not really sure what direction you want to go in, literally like Audible. Audible is my favorite thing. They were talking about it on the locker room training yesterday about how like what are you listening to all day? Like when you're on your showings and when you're out and about in town. I mean, we all spend so much time in our cars. You shouldn't. I mean, music is great. Don't get me wrong, but you can totally kill two birds with one stone if you have a good Audible book or a good podcast, and that's all you're listening to.
100%, man. And I found that out years and years and years ago when I was trying to change my circle, right? And honestly trying to change myself so I could allow myself to change my circle. And that's what I did. Like people say, I don't have anybody around me that talks like this or that could hold me accountable. It's like bull. Like all you have to go to is YouTube and Audible and turn this stuff all the way up, and boom, you got Jay Shetty next to you, right? Or Grant Cardone or Gary Vee or like whoever.
Yeah.
You can have them sit right next to you and just force what they are talking about, their mindset, the way that they take action, their strategies, their models, and just shove it all in your head. But you have to be willing to turn down the music and turn up the value of someone else.
100%. And the amazing thing about it is that once you start engulfing your life in that, you become that person, right? You become that person that starts talking that way and thinking that way. And you start attracting other people. Like they're like, wow, she's great or he's great. I want to be
Uh-huh.
around that person. They're just so positive and they just seem to know what they're doing, you know? So, yeah.
And it's going to take time, right? Like I was thinking about this the other day. How many people So like a habit takes a while to form, right? But how many people, if you tell somebody, hey, just tell yourself that You're going to be successful no matter what you believe success is in your mind, right? Everyone's got their own definition, but I'm going to be successful. How many people have you told them to say, I'm going to be successful at whatever it is, and say it for 30 days in a row? How many people do you think will truly commit past the first week? Exactly. And it's like they only give themselves a limited amount of time to see the result. And they keep doing this. Like their life is like, yeah, I could do it, fail. Yeah, I could do it, fail. Yeah, I could do it, fail. And we all got failures, but it's going to go like this, right? It's going to slowly go up,
I'm
but you
here.
have to.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, there you are. Unless it was my fault
Oh
and I went
no.
out, but like I can
Oh,
still see you. Yeah. You good?
I can't hear though.
Oh no. Oh no. It's that apple, man. I'm telling you, it's that apple. She's like, uh-oh. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me at least, because it could be me.
I can't hear you.
Um, you're good. You should be good. I'm gonna put you should be good.
Oh no.
Say, oh no. Um,
I just can't hear you though. I don't know why I can't hear you on my phone. Super strange. Let's see.
it's an iPhone.
If I go off and come back, will it let me? Okay.
What's up, everybody? Ruben Garcia here. All right, so it's an iPhone, right? So I'm just gonna. This is probably why. Watch Apple start like blocking me. I can hear you, Ruben. And can hear us both. So, Regina, what are you getting out of this so far? Before she jumps back on, we've only covered a few items, but like, what are you hearing that is resonating with you? Something that you can bring with you, forever, or just this week or this month. What are you getting out of this?
Again.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know what just happened.
iPhone.
Probably. I'm sorry, I don't even remember what we were talking about. But yeah, super important. Podcast,
Yeah,
all that stuff. And
exactly. Yeah,
um, what? I lost my
I-
thought.
it's all good. I was just gonna say it's just the whole. Just got to stay committed, and you're not gonna see results right away. And like even to listen to podcasts, people are like, well, I've been listening to it for a week and nothing's happened. Okay, but it takes time. Like the universe really wants to make sure that that's truly what you want in your life, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna test you. How bad do you want it? How bad are you gonna listen to it? How often are you gonna write down your goal? Like the whole thing should just stay consistent. Is where I was gonna go with that. And Regina said, I'll put up here. Mindset is everything, basically.
It really is super important. So yeah, that's my number two, but really my number one forever. Um,
Yeah.
the other thing is that it's my imposter syndrome, or everyone's imposter syndrome, and comparing all the time to what everyone else is doing. You know, the truth is that I started out in real estate, and then there was some girls that hit the ground running, and man, they were killing it out there, and they're not even doing it anymore, or they got burnt out.
Hmm.
Right. And then me, I started off so super slow. And I remember like thinking, I suck. Like, this is not for me. Like, I'm never going to make it. And I mean, not that I don't know, to say that I've made it, but you know what I mean? Like, I love my job. I'm so glad that I stuck it through. But if I would have let that imposter syndrome get to me by comparing myself all the time to what everyone else around me was doing, or where everyone else that was in it for a year or 2 years, or even now I look, at 5 years, should I be looking around at anyone else who's been doing it for 5 years? And I say all the time, like, if I'm going to compare myself, it's not going to be to compare, but it's going to be to look for inspiration. Like, what is it that I can find in that person that's going to inspire me to do better, as opposed to being compare myself and make myself feel like I'm smaller or not as good as anyone else around me.
Man, that's so important. Like that goes out, that even goes into personal life with people look at other people's marriages or how they raise their kids. Like that's so important. I will say, I think on some level, because I'm still trying to figure out this imposter syndrome thing. I heard about it and I'm still trying to kind of figure it out. So I know that I have to be, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have to be a little fake the funk, a little like this is where you're at, but you have to fake to be this in order to start doing what that person does to have the things that that person has. Like
Mm-hmm.
on some level, you have to be that quote unquote fake person that's a little bit higher than you have to do those things, think the way that that person thinks as well. But how do you do that if you're saying, oh, I'll never be that person, or I can't be that person? In some level you have to fake to be that person. It's something I'm still trying to
Like
identify. What would you say?
well,
Huh?
I fake it. You have to fake it till you make it sometimes.
Yeah.
But also, like, I guess, like, before you asked me to do this, and I had the worst imposter syndrome about it, because I'm like, he's had some amazing people that he speaks to on this program and does these things with. I'm like, who the heck am I to come on and talk about anything? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, in the same sense, I guess I don't know. I mean, I have a lot to share, and I know I've been doing this for a while, and I'm sure somebody, if one person hears one thing, then that's all that really matters, right?
Exactly. And if somebody that is listening, and by the way, a lot of people replay this, and you'll see this, you'll see hashtag replay. But if you're listening to it now, hit the heart if you agree with that. Like, if you would have imposter
Who has imposter
syndrome.
syndrome? I know a lot of people do. I hear it all the time.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of times people are like, I'm never going to be able to sell 50 houses a year. That's never going to happen. Oh, it totally can happen. 100 houses can happen. You can do anything you want to. But if you're telling yourself that you're not going to, or you're thinking, oh, well, she's doing that, there's no way I can ever beat her numbers, or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. You're not going to, because you just, don't believe yourself, to be honest,
yeah.
That friend has it. Oh, Francesca.
And she crushed it on here,
I know.
so
I know.
stop it.
I know.
But yeah, I know. But even that, right? Like, the person who says, I can't do 50 homes, at least, again, what I've identified is, like, if I want to, one, what's important about me closing 50 homes? Do I really need to close 50 homes in order to get what I truly want? It might be acceptance from somebody, from the family, from somebody I love, so a chip on the shoulder from other people who said I can't do it. But whatever it is, like, all you have to do is attach yourself to the person who's doing it and
Yeah.
be that person. You got to fake it a little bit,
100%.
100%. All right. What would you say is number 4? What you got? What you got?
Social media is king and queen.
Why would you say that?
It's literally free for the most part, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
free. And I think that a lot of people don't realize, like, I mean, I have, you could have 2,000 friends on Facebook. Those are 2,000 people for free every single day that you can market to. And I don't mean market like in a sense of, like, literally posting advertisements every day, but show them that you're a real estate agent by, and Francesca touched on this a lot when she did hers, but show them your life, show them your day, you know what I mean? Like, what you do, taking your kids to showings, if that's what you do, at the closing table, all of that. It's like these little side, what am I trying to say? Little clues again into your life. And yes, hi, I'm a real estate agent, that kind of thing. Join all of your local pages, all of them, HOA pages, your subdivision, your mom walkers, with the kids, or exercise groups, or all of those kind of things. And it's not, again, to go on there and advertise by any means. I'm not asking you guys to go on there and say every single day, I'm a real estate agent, does anyone want to sell a house? That's not it. You want to build connections with all of these people, and they want them to know you. You want to know them. And then when the time comes, if they need to sell a house, they trust you and they know you, and they know that you are a real estate agent. So they're going to come and they're going to ask you those questions. But again,
Exactly.
social media free.
Yeah,
Totally
and
free.
you do a really good job of that too, because you do a really good job of, like, the balance of personal and professional. And
Listen,
not saying.
90% of mine, and I think Francesca's business is all social media.
Mhm.
It's all from people that have seen us post things and saw that we never went to directly ever, that said, like, hey, do you want to sell a house with us? But just saw us doing our job essentially and was like, oh, they seem cool. They look like they could do a great job, and wanted to work with us. So
Yeah, exactly. It's just important to just share your story, because we're very, very attracted to stories as human beings. So just share it. Good, bad, ugly. It doesn't really matter. I do got a question though. Do you add do you make it a point to comment on other people's posts and, like, get engaged with other people, or do you just kind of tell your story, and from that becomes the attractor?
oh no, 100%. Especially in, like, I mean, I belong to so many spouse pages and neighborhood pages. Anytime anyone needs help and I have an answer for somebody, a contractor, daycare, best dentist in town, any of that kind of stuff, or best restaurants. It was just comment and stuff. And there's also so many people out there, because we live in a military town, that's always looking for new friends and mom
Yeah.
friends, play dates and all that. So I'm constantly just making friends with people. And it's honestly, like, I hate to say that it is for business, because it's really not. I love making new connections with people and stuff. And there's a lot of times where the people that I'm directly friends with, I don't necessarily help them in a real estate transaction, but they send me friends that I didn't even know in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Just because they know I'm a real estate agent, they're like, oh, my neighbor is selling their house, or, is looking for a house. And that's how we make our connections,
Exactly. And I think by you meeting those people on social media, you get to identify as well if you want to work with them or not,
Yeah,
It's not just a lead, I'm going to work with everybody. Now you get the opportunity to look into their life and like, does it make sense that we should work together? Are we a good fit?
exactly.
Well, we're at 10:01, or do you have a few more minutes to hit that number 5?
Yeah, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but sure, we can wrap it up with that. Again, I'm going to say it. Don't waste money on
Mm,
I mean, it's fine if you have your own listing and you want to run an ad on it and stuff like that, right? I think that's different. Um, but I really truly believe in spending your money and giving back to your community, throwing little events. Um, we do Popeyes at schools and fire departments, and we go up there and bring lunches. The last day of the teacher's last day that they were here at my kids' elementary school, I went and got like donuts and what was it, Panera bread, bagels, and all that kind of stuff. And it just is giving back. It feels so good to do that, and they know I'm here if they need me, obviously, for any real estate things or whatever. But I do believe in just treating your past clients, making sure that you are touching base with them, letting them know, checking in on them, see how their house is, like, don't be scared to reach out. If you have a barbecue, invite them over, you know,
mhm.
things like that just kind of keep those connections. You don't want ever people to just feel like, oh, I was one and done. She got her paycheck. There she's gone. You know what I'm saying? So giving back to that, I think, is way more important than just buying fake leads. It really truly is, because then you're making these connections. People already know you. They can vouch for you. It's way different when you're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, you know, buying calls that are going to come in that you're going to have to vet. They don't even know who you are. You're just anyone that they got routed to. Does that make sense?
Oh man, and like one, hit a heart if you agree with that, because if I were on the receiving end, I'd be slamming that heart right now. And it's just like, for all the time and the energy and the money that's going to have to be spent for a cold lead, for them to pour so much into that, of like, should they trust you? Do you like them? Do they like you? Who's their friends? Who's their, like, all that energy, when you already have a group of people who already love you, who are willing to get to know you a little bit more, and then it's more of a maintenance of the relationship versus all the time and energy to start from the beginning. You use that person for whatever you needed them for that closing or whatever, and then you're done. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I am so with you on that, 100%.
Yep.
I will say too, as our newer agents come on to within our world, that's one of the things we tell them is like, hey, listen, you're gonna have Zillow and a bunch of other people try to reach out for you to buy leads. Don't do it. Lead with revenue. Always do not just start pouring money into cold leads with a 2% conversion on a good day. You know what I mean?
100%. Also, one other thing is treat your referral partners good, and build up a referral network. Like, that is a really, really I mean, especially for people like me, if you're military or anything, you can make so many connections. We've got people coming and going in all different directions. So when you build that referral network and stuff like that, that can add to so many, like, your sales by so much, if you keep those connections really, really good.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you do that? How do you keep those connections really, really good?
Again, Facebook, social media, and making sure you're writing people. And hey, send a gift. Someone sends you a referral,
Mm,
send them a gift card. Say thank you. I really appreciate it. You tagging me on that labs page or on that military referral page, stuff like that. I mean, it goes a long way. Even a $10 Starbucks gift card goes a long way in saying thank you to someone when no one else has ever done that, especially.
Dude, 100%. I had one referral partner send me like a little cute little pink blanket when my second daughter was born. I was like, okay, you're the one forever. It was so
Exactly.
cute. Had her name in it and everything. I was like, you
Oh,
win, you win.
see?
All right, I'm gonna add. Is it cool if I ask you just a few more questions, or do you got to go?
Okay.
All right, you're good. You're good. You're good. All right. So, do you personally have a favorite failure that you believe has set you up for your own success?
That's a
Transparency time.
that's a loaded one. Um, I mean, yes. Yeah. I definitely I've got to watch myself because I don't know who's gonna watch this. Um,
Nobody's watching. It's just you and I.
yeah. Um, I don't want to say that I don't ever look at too much as like a failure, but I think that there have been just detours that have happened that felt like failure and really knocked me down on my feet. One of which was, I always I wanted a team here in Georgia, and I built up a team here. I was with the expansion team, and obviously at the end of last year, I walked away from that because it was not lining up with me and what I wanted anymore, I guess I should say. And that was a really, 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 really big time for me to sit back and kind of reflect and really think about what I wanted and why I didn't want that anymore.
Mm.
And yeah, that was, I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of go into too much. I don't want to offend anybody with anything that I have to say. I guess I don't.
Yeah. Well,
That was
what
a
did
for me as far as in real estate. That was the biggest. That's been the biggest one for me so far.
you learn? So not, and this isn't shooting arrows at anyone, but what did you learn within yourself to realize it was time for a change?
It was a feeling. It's a feeling. I was drained. I was not enjoying. I wasn't waking up anymore and enjoying the job, essentially. So, and I think with what happened there, because I mean, I was leadership. We did like 1,200. We sold 1,200 homes. That's a lot, in a year. That you're just like go 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 go, and as fulfilling as that may be, you also lose so much of your life. Like you think like that's what I want his team, I want to sell all these houses and be at the number one, but it takes a lot away from your life. So I think that for me,
Mm,
taking a step back from that and now realizing honestly that I don't need to be in leadership to be a mentor and to get that part of like my heart fulfilled. Like I can do that without being someone's boss. If that makes
mm.
any sense, that makes me more happier. I don't want to be someone's boss and hold them accountable. I would rather just mentor you and be your friend and hold your hand, but you're responsible in the long run. Does that make sense?
It does, and I think. Would you agree that you, on some level, and for some people, you have to go through it to realize that may be something you don't want? You have to physically,
Oh yeah,
emotionally go through it.
yeah. You got to risk it for the biscuit. Were you on that yesterday?
No, I wasn't, but man, all the notes I got from you guys, I was like, I felt like I was on it. I hate
No,
that I
it's really
missed it.
good. But you know what, Ruben? When I made that choice to do that, you were part of that, right? Like you were my productivity coach at that point, and I was thinking about just starting a team on my own here. I was given that opportunity, and had went that way. But I remember before I made that choice, having a conversation with you, and you were like, "Listen, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work out. I mean, you still have your real estate license. It's not like you can't do your job anymore, right? So it doesn't
Right.
work out." And I mean, it lasted for 2.5 years. I made some of the most amazing, beautiful, wonderful friendships. I mean, my partner Francesca, she was one of the first team members that I brought on when we first started the team here in Georgia. So it's been a blessing in my life, 100%. I learned a ton. So
Exactly. Just for everybody listening, one, hit that heart. Just show a little bit of love and share as well. But like, life will put you through those moments for you to be a teacher for somebody else. There's going to be somebody who comes to you and just like asks you, what do I do? I feel like this. I go through this. Not sure if I want this. What are my next steps? And since you lived it, you struggled through it, you cried through it, you're able to be there for them and kind of help and guide them through that process as well.
yeah,
It's
100%.
so important. All right, can I ask you a few more questions?
Sure.
All right, okay. And then you tell me no anytime you're like, I am done here, Ruben. I am done.
No, you're good.
Okay.
My phone doesn't ring again and knock me off of my my sound. But go ahead.
What profession? What profession other than your own would be fun to attempt?
I always wanted to be a singer.
Really?
I love singing. My girls know, don't ever take me out downtown and there'll be a karaoke guy down there because we won't leave. Like I love singing. There's something about, I have stage fright though. Like I don't love singing in front of anyone unless I've had a little bit of liquid courage in me. But I
Hmm.
just love it. It just feels good. Once you're doing it, it just feels good. Like be a performer, I guess.
I hate you're not going to Orlando, Florida. I would throw your butt on the stage, give you some liquid courage, and you
Oh
would just
God.
crush it.
I really wanted to go, but my husband, we had been waiting about, he just had surgery. So it just is a bad inconvenient time, unfortunately. I'm gonna
It's
miss
all
Jay Shetty.
yeah.
Very sad
I'm,
about
listen, I'm gonna try to sneak backstage. If he doesn't if I don't sneak up, scare him, and he punches me, then I'm gonna get a cool selfie, some value. I'm gonna tell him to say your name. It's gonna be a whole thing.
I will die.
Well,
Love it.
that's cool. I love that. All right, one last question. One last question. Um, Purchases of less than $100 that have most improved your life.
Oh gosh. I don't know. Um Audible,
There you go.
my notebooks, because I literally, I mean, I know this is so silly, but I have to write everything down or it just doesn't get done or it just isn't there. Um I don't know. Those are the two things that right now I can think of. But Audible is a big one for me. I love my Audible. I love being able to just listen to a new anything. And so I'm trying to think of what else though.
I mean, it's a good one. It feeds you, right? For a cheap amount every single month. What question do you have for everybody who's watching?
Why not?
I'm just gonna type that. Why not? Where can people find you? Where can they find you? If they do have a question, they do have a concern, they do have a comment for you, where can they find you? Let them know.
Okay. Obviously here on Facebook, Eva Small. And I'm on Instagram. I changed my name recently. I think it's Eva.small_realtor. I don't know, but I'm on there. Eva Small. I know that's horrible. I don't handle off the top of my head. But
It's all good.
I'm
And
friends
what
with Ruben, so if you look on his friends list, you can find me.
true. And if they have a referral, what location are you in as well?
I am in Columbus, Georgia. I also serve Midland, all the Fort Benning area, and I'm also licensed in Alabama, so Phoenix City, Fort Mitchell, and Smith Station.
Boom. I
Gotcha.
love it. I forgot you were. I'm gonna have to add that to our team map that you're in Alabama.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna have to write that. Awesome. Thank you so much for jumping on and
Yeah.
delivering the value that you got, man. I very much appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. And yes, if anyone ever needs anything, I'm an open book. Please reach out. And I look forward to meeting everybody one day.
You're the best. Stay on. I'm about to stop the broadcast.